I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. Investigators will be attempting to determine the cause of a fire this morning that gutted the interior of a three-story multi-family residence at 125 South William Street in the city of Newburgh. The two-alarm blaze broke out shortly before 9 a.m. and has left members of three families homeless, among them Amber Johnson, who was in her first-floor apartment with three of her four children.
It was just a typical morning. Put my son on the bus and sitting at home, heard the smoke alarms going off and looked out in the hallway and all you saw was flames and smoke. And my first reaction, get my kids out. Second reaction was to scream and let everybody else know to get out of the building. And in the process of doing that, call 911 at the same time. So.
Everyone got out safely, including those on the third floor who escaped by using the building's fire escape. Newberg Fire Chief Michael Vatter says investigators don't yet know how it started, but they do think they know where the fire got started.
It appears to have started in the rear of the first floor public hallway. There's a closet back there that at this point appears to be the area of origin. We don't know exactly what happened back there yet, but we're working on it as we speak.
Chief Adder says the third floor was gutted by flames, while the first and second floor apartments sustained serious smoke and water damage. About 40 firemen from Newberg and vicinity were called to the scene. A Town of Wallkill man is headed to prison for striking and killing his girlfriend's ex-boyfriend with his car. 21-year-old Bruce Mobley was sentenced to from 2.5 to 10 years in Orange County Court today. He had pleaded guilty to manslaughter charges for the death last July of 24-year-old Andy Perez of Middletown. Perez died of injuries that included a fractured skull and damage to his lungs and liver. Prosecutors said Mobley deliberately ran Perez over as he was walking along a road once he had left the home of his ex-girlfriend after arguing with her. Bail has been set at $250,000 for the two men charged with hauling $12 million worth of heroin through Orange County last month. 38-year-old Enrique Mendoza and 34-year-old Joaquin Hernandez, both of Fresno, California, were arraigned in Orange County Court on felony drug possession charges. The heroin was discovered in the tractor-trailer rig they were driving on Interstate 84 in the town of Wawayanda. State police had pulled the rig over once it was noticed that the vehicle did not have proper state tax decals. If they are convicted, both men face up to 20 years in state prison. Gay Pride was on display Sunday in New Paltz as the community hosted the 10th annual Hudson Valley LGBTQ March and Festival. This year's celebration of diversity, which paid tribute to the progress that's been made to recognize the rights of the gay community. But organizers say despite the steps forward, Sunday's event also served to draw attention to continuing discrimination against gays in areas like employment and housing.
It also lets people know that there's still much work to be done. So on the one hand, it's a joyous occasion, but there are still things to be overcome. Marriage equality is moving along, but in areas like employment and housing, there is still a lot of work that has to be done for the LGBTQ community.
The march ended with a festival at Hasbrook Park in New Paltz. The theme this year was a decade of change. 10 years ago, the village found itself in the national spotlight. New Paltz Mayor Jason West performed same-sex marriages 8 years before the state would legalize them. Whitman called what happened back in 2004 loving acts of civil disobedience. A pep rally was held this afternoon at Goshen Intermediate School to honor a young group of world conquerors. This team of 7 girls took first place in their problem category at the Odyssey of the Mind World Finals in Ames, Iowa over the weekend. The world champ problem solvers are 5th graders who beat out 54 other teams and taking the top prize. The annual OM competition challenges teams of students to come up with creative ways to solve problems. And it wasn't just the adults who showed off their running skills in Middletown over the weekend. The day before Sunday's Classic 10K road race, children from throughout the region took part in the Kids Classic at Middletown High School's Fowler Field. And this series of races is for children up to middle school age, and For those responsible for continuing this tradition, the day is all about getting youngsters active and maybe get them to thinking about competing in the classic 10K when they get older.
This is where you plant the seed for the future. This is our future, not just in the running community, but community at large. So it's great to support them and watch them come out here and enjoy the day.
I hope that they have a lifelong fitness desire that stems from experiences like this, and it's just wonderful to see their faces, to see how they discover their form, and just it's beautiful to watch.
If the younger kids aren't running, how are they when they become adults? How are they going to run? So we figured work on the younger kids, and then they'll be part of the classic 10K.
The kids' classic races aren't timed, so there were no winners or losers Saturday, and each participant got a medal for his or her efforts. And some learned an important lesson. It is not where you finish, but that you raced in the first place. Humidity will be on the rise in the region for the next couple of days. Tuesday will be mostly cloudy and more humid with the chance of showers, and temperatures will get up around 80 degrees. Wednesday will be partly sunny and humid with the chance of thunderstorms. The highs again will be in the neighborhood of 80 degrees. We'll get the news you need to help start your day every morning in the Times-Herald Record. And breaking news is just a click away all day, right here at Record Online. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.